Well, hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. So in the last vlog on this channel, I shared with you guys, I got in a huge order I placed from Target of a bunch of Up and Up products. These are the Target store brand versions of some of our favorite products. And one of them is the oil-free acne wash a la Neutrogena. I thought I would try this. This is salicylic acid face wash. The Neutrogena one I used all the time as a teen. And throughout college. It does have fragrance, so does this one. So I thought I would try this one. Now, I like to recommend using these, if you have acne prone skin, salicylic acid cleansers are great because you get a short contact of the salicylic acid. It can offer a little bit of control for the formation of closed comedones, open comedones, aka whiteheads and blackheads. It's also helpful for hyperpigmentation and smoothing the skin surface, so it may help in improving skin texture. It's generally well tolerated, although it can be drying. I'm gonna give it a try. I actually didn't do any price comparing between this and the OG Neutrogena one to see actually if it is much of a savings, but let's see. The first pump takes the longest. Ha! Now, the consistency coming out of the pump is a bit more jelly-like. Ooh, sorry, I lost my voice. The consistency is a bit more jelly-like, very jelly, like jelly. Whoa, yeah, this is much different, and the scent is reminiscent, but there's a little bit of a difference. The scent is a bit leaning towards Dawn dish soap. It's more of a Dawn dish soap smell. Not too bad, I guess. All right, it seems okay. Now, another advantage of using salicylic acid cleanser first thing in the morning is, for those of you who enjoy using a vitamin C serum, theoretically, using an acid cleanser before your vitamin C serum, whether it be salicylic acid, glycolic acid, by ever so slightly lowering the pH of your skin, it may enhance the penetration of the vitamin C into your skin. Y'all know vitamin C or ascorbic acid. It's challenging to get into the skin. So washing first with, well, really any cleanser, but especially an acid cleanser may help in enhancing penetration of that. I just repurchased the Timeless Q10 serum because I finished a bottle of it. So that should be coming shortly. Ordinarily I would put that on, but I'm just gonna come in with a little bit of the CeraVe PM version of the Up and Up, just for a little bit of moisturizer. Because this one, if you'll recall from last weekend's vlog, it's a lot thinner in comparison to CeraVe PM. So it feels more like a serum in a sense. That's why I hate the term serum, because I find that there's so much variability in terms of the consistencies of serums. Speaking of which, I finished the Pyongyang Yul black tea toner that to me could be labeled as serum. Yeah, I mean, those terms are just all over the place. But anyway, over that, I'm gonna come in with the Up and Up version of CeraVe AM once it dries fully. See, I would have put this on, but I like to put moisturizers on the skin while it's still damp. And there's the issue where if you do that with sunscreens, they won't set up properly or form the film. So I just came in with a little bit of this. But I'm gonna try this out, because I love CeraVe AM. A lot of people though find that it pills. It's a hybrid sunscreen, so it has zinc and some chemical filters. It also has ceramides, as you know, like the CeraVe theme, and niacinamide. To me, it kind of reminds me of the Eucerin hybrid sunscreen. I forget what it's called. Eucerin. It's an older Eucerin sunscreen that I used to wear a lot. Ooh, this is nice. This is the first time I'm using this, by the way. So you guys are seeing the first impression. I plan to do a big video once I've had more time with these, reviewing Target Up and Up versions of our favorites. You know, one thing that's interesting about this, there's no fragrance, but I'm almost getting a slight like medicinal odor to it. I don't know if that's something in the ingredients, just a natural aroma of something. Now, if you have a deeper skin tone, this is going to show up on your skin, probably. The thing about the cast here is it does kind of dry down, at least with the CeraVe AM one. I expect it's going to dry down a bit and be less obvious. But if you have a deeper skin tone, it probably will leave a bit of a white cast. Well, hey guys, I'm on my way out to run some errands. Does anyone else get, like, I don't know, somehow ever so slightly fatigued by being indoors too long? I feel that way sometimes, and I just, like, have to get out. Like, something about being in a climate-controlled environment for prolonged periods of time, especially with the AC going, it's just, like, somehow ever so slightly in this barely perceptible way, somehow draining, and you don't really feel it in the moment, but then when you get out, it's like you're so pothole. You're so energized by the natural elements that, I don't know, you really feel a difference. But speaking of which, I really think, actually, and I know this, I don't think, it's a fact, it's actually good for your eye health is if you're doing a lot of computer work, screen work. You know, they give you that, the ophthalmologist will tell you to look up ever so often and look into the distance for your eyes. And, you know, I think it's a good idea to just take a break and go outside and walk around, or, you know, get in the car and go drive somewhere so that you're not looking at the screen, because we actually have an up and coming epidemic, a rise, if you will, in myopia, nearsightedness, which I've had it for years and years, but it's starting younger and younger, and in younger and younger children. A lot of it has to do with all the screen time. And so I really, you know, I'm nearsighted, meaning, you know, I need glasses to see far away. Like, I need glasses or my contact lenses to drive. And yeah, I know I could get corrective vision surgery or whatever, but anyway, all that to say, like, I believe, I'm not an ophthalmologist, but I believe that if you have myopia diagnosed, like, at a young age, long term, the trajectory over your lifespan, for the health of your eye, it has more serious implications. But yeah, I really do think it can impact your eyes. Speaking of which, you know, a lot of skin disorders affect your eyes. And I don't think a lot of people realize this. I mentioned this in my video on rosacea versus acne. People with rosacea need to make sure that they're having their eyes examined regularly, because the rosacea inflammation can impact your eyes. And it can cause all, you know, visual disturbances and the like, not to mention dry eye disease. Dry eye disease is really, really common, like a really widespread issue. But the other skin disorder that can and does impact the eye is atopic dermatitis, eczema. You can get something called keratoconus. Basically, the eye kind of turns into a, like, cone shape from all of the inflammation. Because part of being an atopic, it's not just the skin. You have seasonal allergies, which for me, I really do deal with constant seasonal allergies, rhinitis, very common with atopic dermatitis. Like, I always, you know, that's why I'm always sniffing, and there's really not much I can do. Like, I have a almost drain to my nose. As soon as I step out, I'm okay when I'm in the apartment usually, unless when the AC comes on, like, the cold will trigger my nose to start running. But when I step out and all the allergens and everything, my nose will start running. So I always have to have something like a napkin nearby. Because I don't want to use steroid nasal sprays, because the problem with the steroid nasal sprays for me is that I also was born with, like, a blood vessel in my nose that likes to act up, and I get nosebleeds, like, pretty easily. And so if I use the steroid nasal sprays like Nasonex, I will be getting nosebleeds all the time. And I don't want to use them either, because I don't like the idea of, you know, I don't put myself at risk for periorificial dermatitis around my nose. So I don't use those, but that, you know, that is a good way to control them. Now, I'm not an ENT, so take that with a grain of salt. But seasonal allergies for people with eczema, they can really be something else. Likewise, reactive airways, asthma. I don't have full-blown asthma, but if I get around a certain type of allergen, especially in the evening time, I will have basically an asthma episode. Reactive airways. You see, with asthma, the problem with asthma is that the lungs, you can breathe in, but you have a hard time breathing out. It's like an obstructive problem. similar to COPD, you have a problem pushing the air out. The lungs have a problem pushing the air out. It's obstructive. Because I always think of COPD as if your lung is like a balloon, a normal balloon, you blow in and then the balloon will push the air out provided you let go, right? But with COPD from smoking, it destroys the lung to a point where it turns the lung more or less into a plastic grocery bag where you can fill it up with air, but that air is not going to come out efficiently. So with COPD, what you end up with is you get trapping of air in the lung. You have inefficient respiration. And so you become, because you're not able to expire CO2, you become hypercapnic, high CO2. See, I remember some of my pathophysiology of the lung. But yeah, with people who have atopic dermatitis, they can be asthmatic. And during those episodes, you get trapping of air, wheezing. But I don't deal with asthma like I've never had an inhaler or anything of that sort. But throughout my lifetime, I have experienced what's, you could refer to as reactive airways, like an asthmatic type episode. For example, I used to have when I was a child, I remember one of my friends, I would go over to their house and spend the night. It was like the one friend I was allowed to spend the night because I wasn't allowed to spend the night at people's houses. Comment below on if your parents were like that too, because I know some of you were like that too. But I had one friend that I was allowed to spend the night at their house, and they had a basement, and that's where we would spend the night, have the spend the night party or whatever down in the basement. And they had a dog. And see, I didn't grow up with dogs. I grew up with cats. I didn't grow up with dogs. So I was I was more sensitive to the dog dander, the dog dander, I guess. Combine that with, just being down in the basement. Basements are moist, probably some, inevitably some dust or something down there. I remember getting full on wheezing episode. And it was, as a young child, I had never experienced that before. I was panicked. I did not know what was going on. But funny thing, now that I'm an adult, I have not had a cat in some time, but cats will mess me up. I will get super runny eyes, wheezy with a cat. A lot of cats can make me wheezy because I haven't been around cats in a long time. I think my immune system kind of just decided that cat dander is not it. Now, dogs, I don't necessarily have as much of a problem with dogs. Nowadays they have a lot of these air quotes hypoallergenic dogs, and I say air quotes because there's no such thing as an allergen-free dog. So by and large, dogs are not really a problem for me anymore. But I'll tell you what is a problem with the dogs, and you got to be careful of this if you have seasonal allergies for sure, is that when you take them out and bring them back in, their coat is like a little pollen magnet, mold magnet. They go potty or whatever in ground cover, and they waddle through all the leaves and stuff and pick up dust and everything, mold and allergens. And then when you're, playing around with them and stuff, that gets the allergies up and revving. It's not necessarily them, it's what they bring with them, at least for me personally. So yeah, and Houston is like a super allergy. Is very, if you have allergies, I guarantee you're going to have a problem coming here. I would almost guarantee. That being said, I have heard that Austin is even worse because Austin has I have heard horror stories of people just being so physically debilitated by allergies in Austin. Or they have some kind of oak season that I've heard is vicious. Anyway, I am here at Walgreens. I'm gonna run on in. I'll take you guys along. Speak of the devil, here they are, the allergy nasal sprays. Don't get me wrong, this can be very effective for rhinitis, allergic rhinitis. It just comes with a risk of periorificial dermatitis, little bumps around the nose that can burn and sting. It's actually, periorificial dermatitis is actually a variant of rosacea.
And so some of the same treatments kind of help, but it's very stubborn. It doesn't, in contrast to rosacea though, periorificial dermatitis, you're not getting the flushing. And periorificial dermatitis, you're not getting the dilated telangiectasias, the blood vessels. I'm preparing for a video for you guys on supplements for the nails. It should be up already, so make sure you check it out because there's a lot of overlap with supplements for hair and skin, aka this Nature's Bounty. I talk, about biotin there, but this Nature's Bounty also has zinc in it, iodine, calcium, B12, B6, and vitamin E, vitamin D, C, A. And high doses of vitamin A, you have to be careful. Like if you're taking a lot of supplements with vitamin A, it can make the skin very dry, and it can cause side effects like headache. It can be harmful to your liver. These remind me of bath beads. Do you remember bath beads? This hair, skin, and nail formula. Now, oral hyaluronic acid, there is some small, poorly controlled research that shows that oral hyaluronic acid supplements can improve the moisture content of the skin and smooth out fine lines and wrinkles. And hyaluronic acid supplements can be vegan, in contrast to collagen supplements, which show similar benefit for the skin and in terms of improving hydration and smoothing out skin texture and wrinkles. Collagen, on the other hand, is not. See, hydrolyzed bovine, not vegan. This one is from, what animal is this from? Bovine. I came over here to Goodwill, and they have these adorable, they look like they're for candles for Christmas. Like you can put a candle on top of those. A little snowman. $3. Flying snowman. This looks like something you could, somebody who's into doing like DIYs could rejuvenate, if you will. Not me. It's handy for hanging up like belts. This is kind of nice. Mirror. And you can put your jewelry there. Got two sides. This cake platter, cake stand. Okay, Goodwill try on. I found this top. I think it's pajamas, but it's really cute. And these jeans are page denim. They're kind of out of style, but whatever. They're comfortable. There's this little t-shirt. Isn't that cute? It's got different cactuses on it. Y'all. So I had to quit filming in there because I didn't want to hold up the dressing room because I only had like 3 dressing rooms and I didn't want to be in there, having a whole fashion show while people were waiting in line. But I did end up getting quite a few items, and I have to say, the Goodwill is not cheap. It is not cheap. It is not like it was once upon a time. Granted, I got a pair of jeans. I don't know if I showed you. The jeans are a designer brand, Page Denim. I know they would have been expensive. They're an expensive pair of jeans, and they fit me really well, and they were very comfortable, and they were inexpensive for the brand. I also got a shirt that's Karl Lagerfeld. I don't know if it's like, I know Karl Lager, who that is, and that, he's like, I assume he's just expensive. But I don't know if this is like one of those, oh, let's make this for the little people to buy type of line from Karl Lagerfeld. You know what I mean? Like back in the day when Isaac Mizrahi had his Target line, which was good. I don't know why they discontinued that. Comment below, and if you ever, that line was so good. Like Target retracting the Isaac Mizrahi line, it was a step in the wrong direction in their fashion curation, in my opinion. Anyway, I digress. So I got this really cool shirt that was Karl Lagerfeld, and I got like a t-shirt that I'm pretty sure you could buy, is from Target. And what else did I get? Oh, this little silky blouse. I think I showed you guys. It may be pajamas, I'm not sure. Anyway, all of that came to like 41, 42 bucks, which, you know, granted, like I said, the jeans, they would have been, you know, probably easily $100 buying them firsthand. But all that to say, like, perusing the clothing in there, they had a ton of stuff that you could tell is like, you know, Old Navy, Target, Forever 21, but we're talking like $15 for a top. So where's the savings there? You know, if you are on a strict budget, I'm telling you, don't go to Goodwill. Just go to Old Navy. Target can be expensive, but just go to Old Navy. You can get like, because they have these deals, and you can get on their rewards system, which is kind of a slippery slope, but it's not a credit card. I don't encourage signing up for credit cards for the purposes of savings, because that just doesn't work out. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Anyway, what I was saying is, like, man, like, if you are on a budget, do not go to Goodwill, because you're going to be paying a few dollars less for the same stuff that somebody's worn over and over again, whereas you could easily pay similar prices, if not less, just going straight to Old Navy. And Old Navy stuff lasts. You know what I mean? It lasts. I've been I discovered Old Navy when I was like a senior in high school. That's how long I've been shopping there. I shopped there as a medical student. I shopped there as a resident, although not often, because there wasn't one in my area where I was living at the time. I shop there still to this day, and this shirt is from Old Navy. You get good deals there if you play your cards right. You kind of have to dance with them, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're on a budget, it pays off. If you're strict with yourself, it pays off to, like, sign up for their rewards point system and sign up for their emails. But you have to be disciplined, because they will be hitting you up left and right with those emails like sale, 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 sale. You just kind of have to ignore it, otherwise you're going to overspend. But when you need something, it's nice to have Old Navy in your back pocket, because you know the sales that they're having. You've got the points, you've got all of the stuff, and yeah, you save quite a bit. Like, for me personally, I always do well at Old Navy. And the stuff is cute, and it lasts. Are you going to be cutting edge? No. But now is, you know, inflation station. Now is not the time to be, you know, trying to be keeping up with the latest fashion trends, because that will leave you broke. Trust me, that will leave you broke, trying to keep up with the trends.
Just hopped out of the shower, coming in with my May Love Fade Away Brightening Serum. It's very hydrating, and it does smooth out and even out skin tone. You know, the bang that I get with this, I'm not quite seeing with the, oops, as it slips out of my fingers, with the advanced dual essence. I see the hydration, I see the pore minimizing effect, but as far as the antioxidants in this, which target hyperpigmentation, I get more of a skin brightening effect from the May Love. And May Love's brightening serum has kojic acid in it, and it also has arbutin. So far, I have no complaints with these up and up versions of our favorite brands, the nighttime facial moisturizing lotion. But I mean, shoot, you can think of this as a niacinamide serum. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, niacinamide is really good if you have prominent pores, blackheads, and acne-prone skin. And so this might be a good option for you. You know, those skin types, sometimes they don't like heavy moisturizers. But this, it also has the ceramides in it, which are going to help with the skin barrier. You see, with acne, there's an issue with the skin barrier going on. And so moisturizers can be really helpful, not only for helping the acne to heal, but also to help you tolerate your acne treatments better. Whew. All right, so I'm back, and I wanted to share with you guys, I finished up my Gold Bond Retinol Body Moisturizer. I need to repurchase that because that has been winning. I've got a little bit left here of the Cetaphil Restore Derm Eczema Soothing Moisturizer. Their Flare-Up Relief Cream version of this, oh, so good. But I also really like the regular moisturizer. But what was I saying? Yeah, so I finished the Gold Bond Retinol, which I've been loving. I mean, that is such a good product. But speaking of Gold Bond, here, let me moisturize my other leg here. But Up and Up has this triple action foot cream that's supposed to be like the Gold Bond one. And I don't know, to me, this is like what they use on your feet when you get a pedicure. It's very lightweight. It's not cutting the bill. This is a pass. It does have urea in it, but it's like really not, I'm not seeing results from this. It's not thick, it's very thin, but I am using it because that's what we do here. We use things, even if they're mediocre, so that they don't go to waste, although sometimes I do cut ties prematurely when there's still a little bit left if something is really getting on my nerves, but not usually. Urea is great for your nails, by the way. Speaking of which, I'm planning to do a video on dietary supplements for nails. I know a lot of y'all deal with brittle nails and slow nail growth, so there'll be some pearls in there to help you not be misled by the supplement industry. All right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope you enjoyed it. You're having a great weekend. Make sure you come back tomorrow for the Sunday vlog, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. You know the drill. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.